Hey there, I'm Joe Carter. If you've ever popped the hood and thought, where do I even start? You're in good company. Around here, we take the mystery out of car repair, one fix at a time. Whether you're a beginner or just looking to sharpen your skills, there's something here for you. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe if you're into learning without the headaches. All right, that's enough from me. Let's get into
Cooling
it.
without a compressor. The Peltier effect consists in the fact that when electric current flows through the contact of two semiconductors with different types of conductivity, p-n junction, depending on the direction of the current, either its cooling or heating occurs. This is explained by the interaction of electrons with the thermal vibration of the atoms of the crystal lattice. And when current flows through junctions connected in series, the thermal energy absorbed at one p-n junction is released at the other. Making the case. To make the case, you will need materials: 10 mm thick MDF, aluminum angle 1, 5x1, 5 cm, 3 by 15 mm rivets, furniture hinges. 2 PCs, frog latch, foamed foil thermal insulation 10 mm thick, fabric-based oilcloth, liquid nails glue, PVA glue, sealant, foam window sealant. One Peltier element will not be able to significantly cool a large volume, so for one thermoelectric element do not make the case more than 40 by 40 by 30 centimeters. For sawing the orgonite, use an electric jigsaw or circular saw. If they are not in your arsenal, an ordinary hacksaw with a fine tooth will do. From sheets of MDF with the help of corners and pull rivets to assemble a box which will be the body of your mini-fridge. Place the corners on the inside to hold the rivets securely in place. Fill all the cavities in the joints between the construction parts with sealant. After the sealant dries, glue the inner surface of the resulting box with insulation. Use liquid nails for this purpose. Glue a foam gasket to the upper ends of the walls. MDF is very hygroscopic, so it must be primed before gluing the enclosure. Instead of primer, dilute a little PVA with water, add 2 parts of liquid to 1 part of glue. Prime the case, let it dry, and glue it with oilcloth. Do not glue the door, as it is a radiator and gluing will impair its heat dissipation. Mounting the cooler. For this you will need Peltier element, an electric fan with a working voltage of 12 V and a mount for it. For screws, M3 by 15 with nuts. A connector for connection to the cigarette lighter socket. 2 copper, stranded, insulated wires. Determine the cross-section based on the total power of the Peltier element and the fan. Thermal paste. Aluminum sheet 3 to 4 mm thick. Place the large radiator down and the small radiator on top of it, with the thermal insulation upwards, so that their centers coincide. Drill a 3 mm hole in each corner of the cutout in the thermal insulation 1 cm from each corner of the 2 radiators at the same time. Lubricate the cooling element on both sides with thermal conductive paste and place it on the insulation-free section of the smaller radiator with the cooling side facing the metal. Cover it with the larger radiator so that the previously made holes are aligned, and tighten the resulting sandwich with screws and nuts until the insulation is compressed and the radiators touch the cooler. Check the compression with a caliper by measuring the distance between the radiators. The thickness of the element is 3/8 mm. When the gap is reduced to this value, the tightening of the radiator plates should be stopped. Attach the resulting door to the hinges and the hinges to the enclosure in such a way that when it is closed, the smaller heatsink goes inside the enclosure. To lead the wires out of the enclosure, place a piece of rubber tubing with a suitable diameter on them. Drill a hole in the top plate near the cooler's power connection pin slightly smaller than the tube's outer diameter. Lead the wires out through the hole, leaving the tubing in the hole so that the wire does not rub against the edges. Attach the fan to the door so that it faces it, and connect it to the same pair of wires. It remains to attach a latch and some kind of handle to carry the device, and the cold generator is ready. Selecting the cross-section of the wire to find out the current that consumes the built conditioner, add up the rated current of the fan with a similar parameter of the cooling element. After that it remains only to choose the cross-section of wire corresponding to this current from the reference book. The fragment of the reference book sufficient for decision making in this case is given below. For connection lengths up to 2 m, current up to 1.5 a, wire cross-section 0.3 mm 2, current 2, 5 a, cross-section 0.5 mm 2, current 3, 5 a, wire 0.7 squares, current 7.5 a, wire 1.5 squares, current 10 a, wire 2 mm 2. When the length of connection is 3 m, NOM if your air conditioner consumes more current than that for which the cigarette lighter fuse is designed, you will have to connect it to the battery terminals through its own fusible link. This will save you the cost of the cigarette lighter socket connector. The cross-section of a single-core wire S after measuring its diameter d can be calculated by the formula S equals pi d 2, 2. To determine the cross-section of a stranded wire, you need to count the number of conductors under the insulation, calculate the cross-section of one and multiply by their number. If you do not have a caliper, you can determine the diameter of a single-core wire using an ordinary ruler. To do this, wind 10 turns of the wire coil to coil on a screwdriver and measure the length of the resulting winding with a ruler. Divide the result by 10 and you will get the diameter of the wire. Power supply requirements. Power supply of the device should be DC voltage not more than 15 V. Small ripples do not interfere with the work. So, the homemade air conditioner does not need special conditions and it can be simply connected to the onboard network of a car with 12-volt electrical equipment. For owners of cars with 24 V onboard voltage, it can be recommended to connect two cooling elements in series. Advantages and disadvantages of thermoelectric cooling units. A thermoelectric cooling conditioner based on the Peltier effect have the following advantages: high specific cooling power. With the dimensions of 40 by 40 by 3.8 mm, one element can dissipate heat energy up to 57 W. A thermoelectric cooling conditioner based on the Peltier effect have the following advantages: low cost. One element costs no more than $3. A thermoelectric cooling conditioner based on the Peltier effect have the following advantages: disadvantages of Peltier coolers. A thermoelectric cooling conditioner based on the Peltier effect have the following advantages: the air conditioner consumes relatively high power. The current consumed by one element reaches 6 A. A thermoelectric cooling conditioner based on the Peltier effect have the following advantages: a refrigerator made with your own hands, of course, will not notice the air conditioner or climate control, but in any case will facilitate travel in hot weather. Peltier refrigerator. Self-made refrigerator * car refrigerator with your own hands. Peltier car refrigerator. In conclusion, creating your own car refrigerator using Peltier elements is a rewarding project that combines creativity with practicality. By following the steps outlined in this video, you can build a functional and efficient cooling solution tailored to your needs. Whether you're heading out on a road trip or simply want to keep your drinks cool during long drives, this DIY refrigerator can enhance your travel experience. We hope you found this guide helpful and inspiring. Happy building!